Hi everyone, it's Tiffany from Blue Lotus Mind here, and I just wanted to make a quick video to start off your week. And I'm gonna throw out a bit of a radical concept or thought that I had recently, but I've actually really come to believe it over the last week, and I just wanted to share it and see what you guys think. So anybody who knows me knows that I am a self-love advocate, and I think it's very important for everyone to practice some form of self-love, whether that's yoga, meditation, other mindfulness practices, healthy eating. You know, there's a range of self-love practices that you can engage in these days, but I think it's important for everyone to have something that they do. Now, whenever I talk about self-love, especially on social media, I tend to be bombarded with messages from people, cynical people, generally a couple generations older than myself, who, you know, they'll send me a comment, something like, oh, just what we need, another jerk who's, you know, self-involved and only thinks of themselves. So to start this video, I just want to talk about the difference between self-love, which is what I'm talking about, and narcissism, which is what these people who message me are about. Now, self-love is not really on the spectrum, but if we look at the spectrum of personality types, we have empaths on one end, and then on the other end we have narcissists, sociopaths, and then at the extreme end, psychopaths. Now, empaths are people who typically fall into rescuing behavior, and they like to look after everyone else first. Empaths, in its truest sense, just means that when somebody else feels an emotion, the empath feels it in their body and then can relate. Now, because so many empaths don't have a self-love practice, they then fall into martyring behavior or rescuing behavior of other people. Now, narcissism is when you only think about yourself, and yourself is what matters most, and you're happy to step on other people to achieve your goals, and it doesn't matter who you screw over in the process. Take that one step further and we have sociopaths who are quite manipulative. Sociopaths will typically manipulate empaths in some way to get them to do their bidding for them, but I'll talk about that in a whole nother video. And then obviously we have psychopaths, which if you watch any of the crime dramas that are on TV nowadays, you can learn all that you want about psychopaths. Now, self-love on this spectrum tends to be needed the most for empaths, but self-love has an intention of I am worthy and deserving of taking time to do the things that I really love, that I need to rejuvenate and replenish myself. Whereas narcissism is, I only care about me, I don't care about you. If you're in my way, I'm happy to knock you down to get what I want. So that's kind of the difference of intention between the two, and I think it's really important to distinguish that so that people who are looking to develop a self-love practice don't feel like they're being narcissistic by doing so, because they have very different intentions, and an empath can never become a narcissist. The example that my mentor Pip uses is that an empath is the bunny rabbit and the narcissist and sociopath is a crocodile. The bunny rabbit could never become a crocodile. It's just not genetically or physically possible for that to happen. So creating a self-love practice is not selfish or narcissistic. So the radical idea that I'm going to throw out there is actually that if you're not practicing self-love, you are being selfish. So actively putting yourself last is one of the most selfish things that you can do. Now, I'll explain why I think this. A lot of people who don't engage in a self-love practice, they will go out of their way to help everybody else get what they want and to ignore their own passions and their own needs. Now, I am a firm believer that each and every one of us in this world has a unique talent in this lifetime that we were meant to share with everyone else. And by sharing that unique talent with the world, we then change people's lives, we inspire other people to shine and to go after what they're passionate about, and it makes other people happy because we are happy. When we chase our dreams and do the things that we're passionate about, we become happy. And so I've been thinking about this a lot lately, in that if I didn't practice self-love, then I wouldn't be making this video right now. I wouldn't run the workshops that I've run. I wouldn't do the various things that I've done. And that means that I wouldn't have changed the lives or touched the lives of the people whose lives I've touched and changed. And that means that all the people in the future that I'm meant to meet and change their lives, I wouldn't have that impact. And so by me not bringing forth that gem that's inside of me, that unique talent, and sharing it with the world, I then reduce the likelihood or impact other people's abilities to do the same thing. And so when you look at it that way, I feel like it just becomes really obvious that if you're not being self-loving and you're not going after the things that you're passionate about, then that is quite selfish. So this world needs you to shine. Now more than ever, we need everyone to shine, because that's really the only way that we're going to bring everyone back together and unite people. So I'm going to leave you with this question. Where would you be in 1 year if you believed wholeheartedly in yourself for 365 days straight? How different would your life look if you didn't play small, if you didn't self-sabotage, but rather you went out confidently and boldly and chased that life of your dreams for the next 12 months? So if you're getting any pictures popping into your head, or you're getting any ideas of how your life would look, I would love to hear what you have to think. You can pop it in the comments below, or you can email me. I'll pop my details up at the end of this video. Have a great day. Bye.